Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Warframe. I'm your host with the most, as always, Francois878, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the new Anku scythe, introduced today, June 5th, 2015. It is the third and final weapon in the Forged Artistry weapon set, accompanying the Paris bow and the kunai throwing knives. Now, many of you may or may not know I'm not a big fan of weapon sets, but this weapon does look pretty slick. It is definitely themed to the Paris bow in a lot of ways. Plus, it's a real decent weapon. It is now the build that I'm going to show you guys is a 0 Forma build. You just need a potato for it. A Orkin catalyst, for those of you who may not know, and that's all you need. You don't need any formas at all because it comes with a V polarity already on there. Now, the stance mod that I went with for this is the Stalking Fan, because that's what fit into the stance mod slot. But right here you can see I've got Pressure Point and Fury. Those are just pretty much my standbys on pretty much any melee weapon, really. There's a couple that really don't need Fury, but I like Fury on most of them. True Steel and Organ Shatter, obviously, and Berserker. Those are going to be your crit build, you know, your crit chance, your crit damage, and your attack speed on crit hit. Spoiled Strike in this build instead of anything else. I like the extra damage, and the little bit of a hit that I take on attack speed is kind of mitigated by Fury. And of course, in this build, I have only 2 elemental mods. So if you want to go up against the Grenier, you're going to want Radiation, which is electric and fire. And I'm definitely going with the 90% damage elemental mods as opposed to the 60% status chance mods, because the status chance on the Anku unfortunately is not very good. But the Grenier, you want Radiation, which is electric and fire. For the Corpus, you want Magnetic, which is electric and frost. And for the Infested or the Corrupted, you're going to want Corrosive damage. That's a tongue twister. Which you're going to want to blend electric damage and toxic damage. So pretty much just electric across the board and changing the secondary element. That being said, this weapon has about twice as much damage, twice as much base damage as the Skana Prime, with the same crit chance and the same crit damage, and a ever so slightly higher attack speed. So basically, you're going to be doing twice as much damage as you would be doing with the Skana Prime, which is amazing. The one big flaw that I've seen in this weapon so far is that you cannot copter for shit with it. It is horrifying. It is bad. Even at max Berserker, it is still a bad time. And I think that's partially due to the fact it's a scythe, and scythes don't copter very well, period. I haven't really figured it out yet. But yeah, it's not good for coptering, but it will definitely hit very hard. I've seen definitely over 20k crits before with this weapon, so it'll definitely hit hard enough to keep you guys, you know, alive at least through levels 50 or 60, I would say. But the new Anku scythe it looks good, it plays well. You know, it's probably not going to be the solo melee weapon you take with you to a tier 4, you know, a tier 4 survival, but for not having to put any formas into it, you know, this is a really good weapon. It's a really decent build, and you could even switch it up a little bit, maybe take Spoiled Strike out for Life Strike, or Fury out for Life Strike, so you can get that you know, health back when you need it in a pinch, because the Fury is nice to have, but it's not absolutely necessary. I just like to buff my attack speed on melee weapons as much as possible. But thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comment section. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time.